Let me push record here. Welcome to the SUCCESSFIT team call. I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. I don't know. I know it's different in, different parts of Canada and the US, but in Ontario, after this week, there's only 2 weeks left of summer vacation, and then school starts. And it's kind of exciting. You can feel the excitement in the air of all the parents getting excited about their kids going back to school.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, everyone smile. Continue.
Okay, thanks.
I just thought it was cute because I had Shayla here.
I'm gonna dive in. Let me just share my screen. Let's see. Looks like I made a couple of presentations today. Here we go. Okay, so team call tonight. We're going to talk about social media to invitation process, and I'm going to go through a few things first. But I'm really trying to boil it down to some very key basic things tonight that you guys can take away, because I don't think that this is magic. I think it can be very systematic, and that might be boring for a lot of people, but I'm a really systematic person, and I rely on systems, much like I think why I love the Beachbody program so much is because I know that if I follow it, I will get results. And so I'm going to try to boil it down for you guys that way. But before I do that, of course, there's a few announcements. So I just wanted to highlight again about the Team Cup. I know we have like 5 solid teams of people in SUCCESSFIT, which is really exciting. And just a reminder, I know it's only August 19th today. So there's still a good 12 days, I guess, left in the month, 2 weeks to still really kill it in your Success Club points. So if you are faltering or you feel like you've fallen behind, I know that Success Club is not, the be all and the end all. Shake it off and certainly get back on the horse. But it is an important, key performance indicator in your business, and it's how we help people, right? So it is an important element. So if you're struggling in your team, reach out to the other teams, or reach out to your captain, or try to drum up, be the leader in your group and share what's working for you and share what you're struggling with, so that everyone can kind of pull together. That's the point of this team. Reminder on the promotions this month that it's the 3-day refresh and the size promotion. So I believe they're both $140 US and $164 Canadian is what it's on promotion for. Okay, reminder, 10-day new coach launch. So I am hosting a 10-day new coach launch. So any new coaches or discount coaches you have that haven't been through one, it's going to start on Monday. So let me know. I'll add you to the group and you can add them in. And I have found that to be a really effective training for people. I think it's really key in making sure that people understand how to, even just understand what Success Club is, understand what the vital behaviors are, all the really important things. So, but it's basic info, which I think is, again, key for also, ambassador coaches or discount coaches. So try to get your team on that, really encourage them, let them know why you think it'd be good for them. 3-day, yeah.
Sorry, Shayla was interrupting. Did you mention a date?
Monday, I'm starting one.
This Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, new coach launch on the 24th?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
24th, yeah. Yeah. So, if you want people in it, just let me know. I'll add you and you can add them. And then the 3-day rank camp, which I'm really excited about. I really feel like, and I know a lot of the leaders are going to stay on after, so we can kind of talk a little bit more about getting to Emerald. But moving to Emerald in your business, as I mentioned in that post, it's really simple. It can be very easy as long as you are looking at it like an easy thing. And I think it brings a lot of confidence. It brings attention to what you're actually doing. And it allows you to start making money in your bonuses. So it's such an important part and can be a simple step. So that's the point of this 3-day rank camp. It's something I got from some other leader coaches and other divisions in Canada and the US. So I'm pretty excited to roll it out and see how it goes for us. But the whole focus of this new training is really just to bring people together and understand why it's important to move to Emerald as a new coach, understand what you need to do in order to get there, and kind of make it happen pretty quickly. So that's the focus. So if your team or your like friend coaches are not on tonight, make sure you're passing that on to them, that it is key. And we're going to start that the week after next, that last week of August. And drum roll, one more announcement. I'm really excited about this one. My husband and I spent some time talking about it a bit ago. So SUCCESSFIT's going to do their first Diamond Leadership Retreat, which I'm really excited about. Last year, I got to go on a Diamond Leadership Retreat with the Fierce Fit Phenomenon. I know a couple people qualified. Chanel came. I haven't worked out all the details, but it was important for me to get this out to you guys because you do have to qualify in order to go. It'll be something that we do likely in February next year. And it will not interfere with Family Day weekend. And so it'll be like a long weekend thing. I wish I was at the level where I could afford to pay for us all to go to the beach, but it's probably not going to happen. It'll be something fun, but local, with the focus on maybe even bringing in corporate, so that we can get some extra training, kind of team bonding, and of course some fun and some gifts and celebrations. So what the important thing I want to put out to you guys is the leadership retreat that I went to with Chanel last year. It was, and maybe I'll have Chanel speak to it as well, but it was really impactful for me and even for many of the other people on Emma's team to kind of to connect with everyone face to face and person to person and spend that kind of time sharing, your life, who you are, your struggles, like moving, what your goals are and working on vision. It really brought us together. And I think it brought a lot of us up a whole level. So, you're going to need to, in order to qualify for this, because I'm going to be, funding a chunk of it, you do need to reach the level of diamond this year in 2015. And there'll be a couple levels to get there. So I'm going to, again, I'll roll out the details as I find them out, but I want to encourage you guys to push to get there. There's a solid 4 months left in this year, and getting to diamond in 90 days is very possible. So that's more than 90 days. I really want those of you who are interested in making this a career for you, or interested in really seeing what this can be, to kind of embrace this and make it a goal. And I will work with you really closely on getting there if that's something that you want. But I hope that those of you who are ready for something like this or are wanting for something like this are as excited as I am, because I think it's a really big deal for our team. Chanel, can you say a few words about what leadership was for you?
Yeah. So my take on all the events is really like, okay, how do I put this into words? First of all, like, it's just such good training. Like, you don't know what you don't know in this business. You just don't know what you don't know. Like, you might think you have it all figured out, and then you go to something like this, and we all shared with each other like different tips and strategies. And I got stuff out of that weekend that I am still using in my business to this day. Like, the tiniest little tweaks can have the biggest impact. And you have to keep putting yourself in the environment to learn in order to find out what tweaks or what little bombs you need to put into your business to change it or grow it or whatever you're trying to do. Secondly, obviously, it's like amazing to meet all the other people and see the other coaches and their reasons why. And that also helps you to understand like what kind of people want to be coaches, and to know that there are other people out there who want to do this. Like, obviously there are on these Zooms, but like when you get together with a bigger team in real life, it's different. And I think about that all the time when I'm thinking about recruiting, because sometimes you can think that maybe, like, I don't know, you might think all sorts of things that aren't true. But for example, you might think that someone doesn't want to do this, but then you remember that there were like 30 people that you like talked to like closely for a whole weekend who are like gung-ho about it. And obviously there's like 300,000 coaches, but like to intimately realize that, like, that was kind of a big thing for me. And then finally, those events, like the real life events, always propel my business forward. When I went into leadership that weekend in January, I had been at a plateau since the August before. Like my income was not increasing. And ever since that January, it's been increasing every single month again. March, then I went to Cancun, it increased even more. Then I went to Summit, it increased even more. And now I realize it's so important. I need to go to something every 3 months. And I don't care if I have to take time off or fly or whatever I need to do, because it's just so critical. I can't just sit in my kitchen and do this all year long.
Thanks, Chanel. Thank you. So the last thing I'm going to say about it right now is that if it is something you're interested in or you want to talk about, reach out to me or to your upline sponsor. If it's not me, you can reach out to me too. That's fine. And let's talk about making it a reality for you, because it can be a very uncomplicated thing if we're focusing on the right things in reaching this level. And if you want to be there, I really want to make it happen so that you're there. So just keep that, in your mind, in the forefront, not in the back front, and spread it to your team. There's plenty of time. Any coaches that you bring on in this month still have lots of time to get there if they really want this. So, okay. Recognition. I just want to kind of highlight, we've got a lot of people who are, already on the board in Success Club this month, which is really great. So I just wanted to give a little round of applause. A few people, I think Shelly, Kay, and Claire, these are their first Success Club points, which is really exciting. They're new coaches. And also I know that, for Tracy and Christy, this is newer for them as well. So it's exciting to see people kind of put themselves out there and get on the board. And I think Taylor said that she has something going on tonight, but I did want to recognize her tonight as a success starter. If you don't know what a success starter is, it's when you come into the business as a new coach and you hit Success Club for the first 3 months in a row as a coach. And that means you're helping 3 people each month into a challenge group and starting their journey. So it's not a huge goal, but it is certainly something that means you've committed and you've gone after it. And it's a big deal. I'm really excited for her. So go Taylor, if you watch this recording.
Jump in and recognize Martha. Martha has also hit Success Starters as well and earned her free ticket to Summit.
Yay, Martha. Sorry, I didn't know that. And I didn't put you on. Is anyone else? Did I miss anyone else who's a success starter recently, or maybe who has advanced in rank or, has Success Club points today that I haven't got on the board yet? Because I don't see them until the next day. I think I noticed Janie said that she has put a few on the board since she just got home from vacation, which is awesome. Anyway, recognizing everyone, I know that we all have really busy lives. Everyone's wearing a lot of hats, but the fact that you're taking time out and making your health a priority and really trying to share your story so that you can help other people is really huge. And it's what this is all about. So thank you. Okay. So I want to dive into, my little marketing spiel. And as I said, I'm going to try to keep this kind of concise and share with you the key things that I have learned over the last 2 years that have really helped me move from marketing onto Facebook and to turning that into actual real conversations. Because I think it's, not for everyone, but for a lot of us, it can be an easier thing just to, connect with our friends and family, or maybe people who we meet out and about. Especially if they see our transformation and kind of sharing things that way and striking up conversations. But sometimes it's hard to know what to do once you're like, okay, here I sent out this post on Facebook and now it's like, what am I supposed to do? Bring on the Success Club points, but it doesn't always just roll in that way. So before I kind of go into those, I want to highlight the important things that are what are on your to-do list every single day. These are the no matter what's, that if you want to move along consistently in your business, you of course have to do your vital behaviors every day, which is being a product of the product and getting your workout in and your Shakeology, reading your personal development, because you have to feed your mind. It's like whenever I feel like I'm in a funk, I realize that I've let that aspect slide. And that is because you need to keep growing your mind and feeding your mind dense nutrition, the same way we feed our body. And of course, to invite. And in inviting, we talk about this concept of the power of threes. And I used to forget what this was all the time. So I want to make sure that I'm clear with you guys on what the power of threes are. So the power of threes mean that every day I make sure to post 3 times a day, add 3 people to my network, or at least meet 3 people or make sure I reach out, but kind of specifically adding them to your Facebook network is ideal. Messaging 3 people just to connect, just to get to know them, and then ideally inviting 3 people to something. And I used to get, as a new coach, I used to get really freaked out about like inviting people to a challenge if I didn't feel ready to invite them. And I think it's important to recognize that it's not always about inviting people to a challenge. It's also about inviting people to coaching. But at the end of the day, it's really about inviting people to do something with you so that you can grow your relationship with them, or that you can help them start on a healthy journey. Maybe it's just to go for a walk. But the point is to invite 3 people every day to do something in your life with you. And then, of course, follow up with 3 people. And then we always try during the week to do your national wake-up call, to listen to that replay, which is on Mondays, and listen into the team call, which is every other Wednesday. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight those to make sure that you understood, because what we're really going to talk about today is this section of the power of threes, about like posting and messaging, like sort of messaging people and reaching out to them, because I think that people can get lost there, and I learned a few tricks along the way to help. So you posted on Facebook, and now what? That's how I used to feel. It's like, okay, I finally spent an hour putting together a post and throwing it out there, and now what am I supposed to do? So something I've learned, and I want to encourage you guys, if you have time and you want to learn more about social media marketing, because I will tell you right now, like I said, it's very systematic. There's nothing by chance about it. Facebook itself has many algorithms in place to make this something that is not a fly by the seat of your pants thing. This is a real marketing concept, social media marketing. So if you really want to dig into it more, I encourage you to follow someone like Amy Porterfield. You can follow her on Facebook. You can Google her and go to her page. She has all these podcasts that actually address very basically in layman's terms how to understand social media marketing. And she specifically talks to Facebook. So I would write that name down, Amy Porterfield, because I have learned a lot just from following her. So first of all, I thought I would talk just quickly on when it comes to creating posts. What I learned from Amy Porterfield is the importance of creating posts that encourage engagement. Of course, we all want to, it's great to celebrate what you're doing, and it's great to, see your workout move. I know I do a lot of that. But I think what's really important is to encourage engagement, which means encourage people to like your post or to comment on your post. So whether it's a poll or just ending it with a little question, that's important, because the more that people engage with your stuff, the more it actually gets seen by their friends and other people, and the more often they'll see it. If nobody engages with your stuff, and the more they actually comment on it and share it is even bigger than just liking it, but the more they engage with your stuff, the more they're going to see it and the more people are going to see it. So it's really important that when you're putting a post out there, that you're trying to put it out in a way that is going to engage some type or encourage some type of response or connection or click to that actual post. And of course, pictures, videos, quick snippets, you're going to get a lot more interaction or a lot more viewing through Facebook if you're posting pictures and video, and you'll see that than you will if maybe you're just posting a lot of words. And I do think it's great and important to share our stories in longer ways once in a while, but you'll find that you'll get a lot more back from people and engagement from people when you keep it quick and get to the point fast, so they can almost see it. And Megan Ewaldson, I think she's the number 2 or 3 coach right now. I really learned a lot from her last year. She did a team call for us, and she shared this concept that I thought was amazing. You have to think about the Facebook news feed as like a highway. People are scrolling. They're driving down this highway. They don't have a lot of time to stare at the billboards. So that needs to be a really great, like a billboard that kind of catches them or that they can read and see really quickly. So again, although I think it is important to share our story because people do read our things, on the average post should be something that is quick, engaging, picture, video, that kind of thing. So those are sort of my tips. And feel free to tag relevant people. Tag me, tag your upline sponsor, your success sponsor, tag some of the other coaches on our team, because it creates, again, more buzz when you tag someone. I can like it if you tag me in it and comment on it, which encourages more action for you and that more engagement. So don't be afraid to tag people in your pictures if it's relevant. Don't just tag someone so they're like, what the heck is this? It gets a bit spammy, but I'm sure if you've talked to a few people about it, they don't mind if you do that. So those are my tips on the actual posting to social media. Again, very basic. If you go follow Amy Porterfield, if we want to talk even further about this, we can. But for now, I just wanted to make sure that you're understanding the key elements to a post. From there, once you've sent out a post and as I said, you're at this kind of stage, like now what? It can be very systematic and simple. And what I want to share is that I wasn't very good at in the very beginning is always revisit your posts. So part of my, when I'm looking at my power of threes and it's like, okay, I need to add 3 people to my network. The first place I go to add people to my network is to who liked my stuff. And it's easier on your business page because people who like your stuff that you aren't friends with. But those are the people I start by adding them to my network, 2 to 3 a day. But you can also do it on your personal page, especially if you've tagged people. If you've tagged a friend who's not a Beachbody coach, their friends are going to see that post. And you can add those friends to your network. But I think what's important is the quality in which you do it. You add those 3 people, and then you want to make sure that you're messaging those people as soon as they accept your ad as a friend. So that's how I address that one part there about adding people to your network. And then when I'm looking at like, okay, now I need to connect with 3 people, that's again where I go. I make sure I go to the posts that I've recently done. And I look at who's liked my posts or commented on my posts, and I make sure that those are the people that I'm sending my messages to. And on the next slide, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But make sure you're adding people to your network who aren't already your friends. So that's what I said when you go on your business page, that you're going to your business page and you're looking at who has liked your posts that you're not friends with, or that you're looking at your personal page and again, who's liking my posts that I'm not already friends with, and add them as a friend. Those are the people that you can totally add as friends because they've now liked your stuff. So there's a connection there. You're not totally random out of the blue. I think at that point you can add them as a friend. Request likes. So on your business page, when you click on the people who have liked it, it will show a little box as to whether they have actually liked your page or not. And if it's highlighted and says invite, click it. Have those people like your page, invite them to like your page, because that's going to grow your engagement as well and organically without having to pay for any ads. And then again, so once you have sent someone that you don't really know but has liked your stuff, a friend request, make sure that you are prepared that day or within a 24-hour period to send those people a message when they accept your friend request to thank them for their support. So something that I like to say is like, hey, Amy, thank you so much for your Facebook ad and for the support on my page. So that I'm addressing the fact that I added her and she accepted. And then I'll say, like, are you a fellow fitness coach? Because I think that's an important thing to understand if they're coaching with someone else. You don't want to be spending a lot of time, or you can just kind of enjoy the camaraderie there. Or I say, are you looking at working towards some healthy living goals? Because if they've liked a healthy living post, something that you've posted about clean eating or fitness, then obviously there's something there of interest for them. So that little moment of asking them that question and being curious about them is going to allow you to open that door for the invitation process, asking them more about them, turning the tables to talk about this new friend this new relationship you're just starting to grow. Okay, I know I'm doing a lot of talking at you guys tonight, and I apologize. Okay, so the next thing I think that I really have found very helpful is I actually make a list, and I use lists in my notebook. My husband kind of makes fun of me, I think, for not using a proper CRM, but I just am not quite there yet in my mind. So I use pen and paper. I actually write down the names of everyone who maybe I haven't talked to in a while, who like my posts. If it's on my personal page, it's probably going to be people I haven't talked to in a little while. Or if it's on my professional page, then I might write down the names of people who I don't know. But I always write down the names of the people who like my posts. And those are the people that I start connecting with first. And in the earlier days, when I was still really establishing myself as a fitness coach and people didn't know what I was doing or what this whole Beachbody thing was, those are the people that I would reach out to and I would say, thank you so much for the support on my page, and take that opportunity to share some of my story and just say, it's been a little, crazy putting myself out there, but if I can, it's been, it's really changed my life. And if I can inspire anyone else to do so, then it's been worth it. How are you? And you always want to, again, this is your opportunity to open the door to start talking to someone else and connecting with someone else. And if it's a friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a really long time and you feel weird about, feel free to check out their page, creep them a little and comment when you message them, comment on something personal to them. Oh, you had a baby, that's huge in their life. You got married, like things that are big going on in their life, because people, they be curious about them because they want to share their story, and you want to honor them and respect them by letting them do that. And that's how you kind of build that connection. And I always like to call this actually step 0, the 5-step invitation process, which I know we've actually covered in a previous team call. So if you're a newer coach on this call, you can catch that call as well. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think like this is the step 0. It's sort of the opening of the door to the invitation process. But I would say the one thing I would say on this that is really, really important is the consistency aspect. And I know you hear that come up again and again from me and probably from a lot of coaches. But what matters here is that you are consistently posting 2 to 3 times a day, that you are consistently sending out these getting to know people messages or curiosity messages. Because, well, for many reasons. One, Facebook recognizes that consistency and they start showing your stuff a little bit more. People start to see your stuff a little bit more and start to recognize you as someone they can turn to and trust. And you're just going to get more people that you can reach out to. And you're going to slowly, organically build relationships as opposed to maybe doing like a mass guerrilla marketing thing of reaching out to 20 people. This is such a key element, is making sure that you're just taking the time every day just to message 3 people and get to know them. And that is how I do it. I go to the people who like my posts. I post something as best as I can. I throw it out there, try not to spend too much time on it, and make it as engaging as I can. And then I message the people who respond to it. And that's how I kind of have grown this business, really, through social media. But the one thing I will say on that is not to stress about the numbers side, how many people are looking at your stuff. What matters more is the quality of the relationships that you're growing in this business, and not necessarily the quantity. The quantity can come down the road. What matters right now is that you're genuinely trying to connect with a few people and getting good at relationship building with them, because you never know, who could be your next coach, or who might know someone who you could really make an impact in their life. So on that note, I just want to say one of my favorite quotes is that leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. So a big part in turning a Facebook post into an invitation process is focusing on turning that table around to the person you're talking to and you're connecting with. Make sure that when you send that message that you are genuinely thinking about them and how you can help them. And eventually, as you go through the invitation process, you're going to be able to invite them, which is sort of the asking for a hand. And if not invite them, ask them if they know anybody, right? For a referral. So asking for that hand. And I think, okay, so I just wanted to highlight the action items for you guys. So the 3 things that I think are really key in this that I tried to highlight for you is make sure you're posting for engagement in your social media posts. Don't prejudge people. So literally message everyone who likes or comments to connect. Don't worry about the fact some people aren't going to write you back. It's not a big deal. They might not actually check their messenger ever. Some people might be like, I'm good, thanks, and never actually ask you a question about yourself. But what has come out of those connections for me is all the awesomeness that is in SUCCESSFIT. Is carrying, anytime that's where you guys have all come from, I think, is reaching out, and it's amazing to see what happens then. And then of course, be consistent and be curious. Those are my action items for you. And that is it. Oh, look, it's 9:03. I like stuck to 30 minutes there. Does anyone have any questions? That was a lot of me talking. Sorry.
I do. And I just, my question is, so I'm getting ready, we're going to run a challenge group in September. And I'm just getting ready to kind of post something on, like a sort of, I don't know, a fitness kind of thing. And, I have been listening to a lot of like the wake up calls and some of the training. And I've also been looking at other coach sites to take a look to see what they're doing. And it's really clear that they're not really mentioning a lot about Beachbody, which was something Chanel mentioned to me, like, cut the Beachbody and, just really emphasize you. And so now anyway, you mentioned earlier that there was a long, to kind of avoid the long-winded story. And so to put it out there from time to time, so I pared down a story. I just don't know if it's quite enough, like some things are kind of buried. If they've bothered to read the whole thing at the end, then maybe it's something that would be more engaging for them. Or do you just do it?
Well, you know what? You know what I think, Sharon? I think you should do two. I think you should pare one right down, and I think you should allow one to be full, and I think you should post them both in a week, at different times maybe. And if you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. I think it's okay you should certainly, if it's one of your first posts, you should certainly honor your story. But what I encourage you to try to put at the top, because if you notice when you scroll feed, you'll see the first few sentences and then it's like, see more for the rest. Make sure you're putting that, like something in that top bit. Like if you're posting about a challenge, you want to say, you want to make sure that point kind of gets across in those first two lines, so that someone doesn't necessarily have to click more to see it, that they're already their eye has been caught. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I wasn't sure where to put it, like at the top or the bottom. And, and I've been sort of, like I said, I've been looking at other coach sites just to see, where they bury them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you'll also find, and I'm sure others can agree, like it's different for everyone too, like it's different, as you get to know your target audience. And I have made posts about challenge groups and have had like so many people respond. And then I've made some and literally had none, except for thankfully some coaches who've liked it. It's like, so it happens. And I know it's really scary, but I say just rip off the Band-Aid and put yourself out there, because that's what people really connect to.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're doing great. I know it's hard in the beginning because you're still building confidence about it all, but you really are doing so great. It's so great to have you on the team.
Oh, thank you.
It's true.
I have a question.
Can I jump in? Oh, never mind. Go ahead with your question.
Sorry.
It's okay. I talk to Sharon all the time.
Okay. Sharon, by the way, I think you're awesome. I love the way that you talk to your challengers. You're very thoughtful and across that way. So great.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. So my question is, I just started my like page last week, which is going well. I've got over 100 likes, so I'm getting some insights and things like that, which are helpful. I'm having it's a stupid technical question, but I'm not always able to tag on my like page. I should be able to tag myself, right? And Bria and whoever else I want, like you were suggesting.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Is it possible?
It's possible, and it's Facebook. They change it up on us all the time. I don't know why. I think they think it's a funny joke. But basically right now, Jody, because for a long time we could tag ourselves even in our videos, but now I can't even tag myself in a video. But with pictures, yes, in order to tag yourself or other people in a picture, once you have to post it first, and then as soon as you post it, you can right click on the picture, open it in a new window, and then it will allow you to tag people. Did you get that? Uh-oh. Jody. We may have lost her. Oh, are you back?
Photos, not videos. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
I'm here. I'm on the 401.
Oh, you are? You're having
Okay. I'm still driving. Is that only for pictures, not videos, did you say?
Yeah, I don't think you can tag yourself in a video unless I'm wrong, unless that's come back. If anyone wants to say something, you can. But no, as far as I know, the only thing you can tag right now are pictures.
I tag videos.
Oh, you can? How do you tag videos?
So like, I'm a trial and error person, and I just keep trying. But from what I remember, what I do is I try a few different things. But one is to go onto my page and go to the video section of my page and right click and then click open in a new window.
Yeah.
I'm not frozen, am I?
No.
And then press play and then I can tag it.
Okay, I know the video section you're talking about.
But,
okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's usually how I get there, because I think when I see it in the news feed, I can't open it. Like, I can press play, but it doesn't pop up, and you always need it to, like, pop up in order to find the tag button, and it doesn't pop up. So I think when you go into the page, now I've tried just trial and error a few different things. I think I've also not pressed play and right-click, open in a new window. I think I've also just press the video to play for my video thing, and sometimes it shows up and it does move. It doesn't stay the same, so I always just try new things until I find it. But I posted this in SUCCESSFIT today, and what I noticed is that when I tag myself in stuff, it doesn't get a huge reach on my personal page because I can see what the reach is. But when I share something onto my personal page, it gets a way bigger reach.
Which is funny because about 2 months ago, that was the opposite, which is why,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they went through this. It was opposite. It was like sharing didn't do anything. You
I was finding the same.
Oh, Jody, I'm so sorry. I think you're cutting me out.
A lot of people who, oh, well, okay. Move on.
Wait, you're back. Try it one more time.
I was going to say, I don't want to overshare. Like I'm getting limited reply and engagement on my like page so far. I get a lot more engagement on my personal page. Yeah. So I keep trying to double share, but then it's redundant and annoying to other people probably to keep seeing things popping up twice. So how do you know what you want in both places and what you want? Like, I don't want to miss opportunity. I feel like everything slowed down once I started my like page because it's just slower. Am I gone again?
Yeah, no, you're here. Okay. I think everyone goes through this. I went through this exact same thing where it was.
I have the same problem.
Yeah. I think when you go to do your like page, it's almost like you need to be prepared to say like, okay, I'm going to try to focus on my cold market in the like page. And you're going to want to run some ads, and it's almost like a whole other little beast in a way. You just need content to be there. So I think in the beginning, if you want, maybe go the opposite. Post on your personal and then tag your business page or share it onto your business page so that there's content onto your business page as you get started running ads until you outwork your personal page, which is your warm market. And then you can kind of switch over fully. But that's what worked for me anyway. It's a slow grow, right?
I have the same trouble too. And I find that like what has happened on my personal page is that all of those people that were following me on my personal page, they...
Okay.
What?
Go ahead, Chanel. Finish.
I don't know.
Awesome. Thank you.
No, like I don't have that same consistency with all my original followers on my personal page. Now, many of them have liked my business page, but because it doesn't have good reach, they're not seeing everything. So I feel like I almost look from the outside as though I don't have good consistency anymore.
Right.
Like I haven't posted any food on my personal page in 8 months. I put it all on my like page.
Yeah, I think, it's a tough transition for everyone. And I think there's a lot of different ways to do it. There are certainly coaches who only ever started with a business page. That's all they've ever done. They've grown it that way. And then there's many of us that started personally, because I found it great personally because I could actually reach my warm market that way. But my tip is really to like work your personal page until it's starting to go. And then when it's time for you to expand into your cold market, that's when it's like, okay, now you need to actually be very systematic about creating a business page, treating it like a business, with regular posts, whether you schedule them or not, and running proper ads to grow that business page of people that you don't know. You're growing your cold market. And then offering them a free group, right? So that it brings them into the free group, builds your relationship with them, and then you start to move them almost over to your personal page. That's up to you. We can do a whole call on this sometime, I know, but it's a tricky one. It took me a little while, and I think it's totally okay to ask a lot of questions about it if you guys want to do that.
Thank you.
That's a good point, actually, about the free group. I think that's what I was missing on my business page.
It's key. It is totally key. If you don't offer a free group on your business page for people who don't know you from Adam, it's so hard to build relationships. You're cold calling on your business page, right? It's not the same as working with people who have heard of you before. And
it's true. And I think I was using the same kind of writing style as I did on my original page. Mm-hmm. And trying to position myself, but I don't even know if people that I don't know are even reading it because they don't know me and they probably don't care. Whereas like my friends would read it. Well, some of them. But no, I finally offered a free group last week and I boosted it on my page. So I got 6 new people in for my like page. So that's good.
That's awesome.
Finally. Okay, maybe I broke the code.
Does anyone have any other questions? Was this helpful tonight? I'm going to make sure that the next call will have I'll have a fellow coach on so that you can start hearing from other people other than me. But I think it can be a very basic thing. Like obviously it's about relationships, but it's really about being systematic in terms of reaching out to the people who are liking your stuff. Because those are the people who are telling you right away that that they're interested in what you're talking about. Good. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording and